Hey guys, today I thought I would come on and update you what I've been working on the last few days. I know that the last few videos I've been kind of all over the place, and I kind of just, I don't know, there wasn't anybody like sending me messages asking me if I was okay or anything, but it was getting to the point where I was like, people are going to start asking if I'm okay. But I just decided that I needed to kind of stretch out and try all of the things and really get a grip on what worked and what didn't work. And that kind of had me bouncing quite a bit with my system. And I was, I was like moving in or using one thing in the morning, and by the time I'd, like be headed off to work, I would be in something completely different, or I would take one planner to work with me and then come home and hop into another. And I do feel like I think I've gotten somewhere. I think I've made some decisions, and I am going to stay in one thing for an entire month now that I've done all of this frequent hopping. But I wanted to talk to you guys about like how I got to where I am, and well, like the condensed version, because that could be a bit, and why I have landed in the place that I didn't think I was going to land in. And kind of what I foresee happening in the future. So if you're interested in all of that, stay tuned, and we'll get to chatting about it. This color that's showing up on the camera is not accurate. I think it's more accurate when I put this paper here. This is a pear Filofax Malden, and if you're into like earthy tones, this is definitely something that you should try, besides like the warm brown of the ochre Malden. This one is, I don't think it's going to stay around because these are pretty expensive right now. The price of everything has of course gone up. And as much as I can make this work with what I'm doing, and my tabs poking out don't even really bother me. This one, I've tried to train it and it's not working. But this one has that like underhang where straight out of the box it didn't sit correctly, and I keep trying to like move it this way so that it aligns, and I realize that this is a small thing, but it drives me nuts personally, so this one's probably headed back. I wanted to see if I could train it before I did an exchange or anything. But this one, it makes me really sad because this one is beautiful. This also makes me sad at the moment because I'm gonna have to use this a different way when I'm not using this particular planner, because this is probably the prettiest pocket Malden that I've ever seen, and now I have taken the rings out because I was impatient. That is probably the story of my life right there. But anyway, so the last time I think I did a video, it was the sharing the whole Hobonichi, Kimbor weeks, and that I was choosing to go ahead back into the Hobonichi weeks, which lasted about an hour. Here's the truth of the matter, and there's going to be people who are like, okay, I'm going to stop the video right here and I'm unsubscribing, and if that's how you want to do it, that's fine. But here's the truth of the matter. The Hobonichi weeks is no longer bringing me joy. That's it. I can't stand fighting with the paper any longer. And I only feel guilt for it not working because I think overall, if you put a different paper in, this could be the perfect planner. With a couple of changes, I really wish that Hobonichi would make it a little bit more functional for like just using the planner. I think that they should remove this here, and they should make the spaces here bigger. I wish the grids would be a little bit bigger, and I understand it's probably a difference in how different people write in different countries and all of that, but it's just one of the things that bothers me. I can't handle using this paper with the kind of pens that I use, and yeah, those are really small changes that could make this a really perfect planner. The alternatives that are out there don't have as much to offer as the Hobonichi weeks, or like the Kimbor. Their spacing is a little too small, even more so than the Hobonichi weeks, and right now it's just not working, and I need to let that go because I feel guilty because I set that up, and I have you know, memories in there already and important things. And I bought this beautiful cover, and I really, really wanted to use this. I will still hold on to it for a little bit until I'm sure, but I foresee this beautiful Janet leather cover that I waited 3 months for not being in my life for very much longer. But it is good to know that I really like that leather, and I can move forward in a different size and purchase it knowing that I'm going to like it. So I last was trying to use this, and I was really turning to this pocket Moleskine a lot. And I really do love this planner, and it has almost everything that I need in a planner. As far as planning goes, I'm able to write down my important appointments. I can put my to-do lists. I have these little monthly calendars that are a little difficult to use, but I can, for the most part, get things in here. The cons for this one is you just don't have anything in the back. And I was trying to carry a notebook to carry all of those things. But I just decided that for now, that's not what I want. So I think I learned in all of this, because I also set up personal rings, and I tried so many things. I talked, I don't know if it was the last video or the video before that, about really wanting to kind of condense things down. And I'm just in a place right now where I don't want to expand. I want to shrink things. And I was craving this size so much. And I de-ringed this one when it came because I was like, no inserts are going to work. It's not going to be enough. But then I decided to really sit down and think about what I needed in a planner. And if a bound book wasn't going to give me the changeability that I'm craving, that I was going to have to find a way to make a ring size work. And then I thought that I wasn't going to use the A6 because it was kind of heavier because of the square shape. So I tried to go back to personal size, and I'm just not in love with that size anymore. And I think I'm craving to get away from this shape. So I was like, okay, then what is there for you? Because literally there's only one more size in pocket rings that you can even try to go for. And so I just sat down with some things, and I was like, you know, I found a way to make these little monthlies kind of work, and pocket is bigger than that. So if you could go as low as this and make it function, then there's hope for these rings. So I decided to go ahead. I printed out a couple of inserts again and tested some things out. And then when I thought that I could make that work, I expanded from there. And then I ordered this beautiful pear Malden, and this one was from Amazon. This one was too, but I mean, like, these are going for a bit right now. Like, this was $100. This was $100. When I went back to get another ochre, it was like $109, $120, something like that for a pocket Malden. And I was like, I can't. You have to have like parameters, in my opinion. So I ended up getting the pear, and I have a VDS on the way. Anyway, this is my pocket, and it's not perfect, but it's functional for right now. And I'm going to talk to you about what I have in here and what I have for plans for the future. All right, so let's get into like the meat of things. So pocket does not work for me at this moment. And that might change in the future, because I'd never thought that a book this small, this little pocket Moleskine, would work for me either. But it did. So here's the difference in size between pocket and pocket plus or pocket XL. It's not a huge amount, but it does make a difference. So I'm going to show you what I have in here, how I have it set up, and we'll talk briefly about the changes. I have nothing in here except for some like Post-its and stuff in the back that I have notes, like actual notes on, because I haven't finalized my inbox area. I have this very simple for right now. Very simple. So this is a dashboard from Paper and Ink Printables on Etsy, and I am really stressed right now, and this is all about balance. And I'm actually a Libra, so balance is something that I usually kind of keep with me as like a reminder and everything. And I really needed this one in particular right now. I also made this one from little scrapbook paper book that I found at Joann. Actually, I think it's here. Let me see which one it is here. And I think one of the things that I really like about having these little planners is that you don't have to buy huge, massive paper packs to make it work. But this is a pretty Peaceful Heart, is that the name of it? I like this paper, and I liked this, and I'll probably use this one too, but right now I just wanted the whole balance thing. I don't have anything on the back. A Target dollar spot pocket like I usually put on these so that I can put pictures or notes or whatever or stickers in will not fit this size, but if you cut it down, it would act as like a secretarial pocket, and I will do that. But by the time I got finished with all of this last night, it was late, and I finally had it the way I wanted it, and I just didn't want to do anymore. This is a calendar from Simple and Trendy Co., and I just have it printed so no matter how I open it, I see it. And I'm going to go in and highlight like the weeks that I'm off work or time that we're like going out of town or what have you. Again, I printed off one last night and it didn't work the way I wanted it to. So at the last minute, I purchased another one and popped it in here so I didn't have time to go back and do that last night. This one is from Plan with B, and this is a freebie. Now, Plan with B does not offer a Pocket Plus or a Pocket XL. I haven't quite figured out yet when you increase the size of a Pocket or decrease the size of an A6. I haven't figured out exactly where to cut things yet. So this one is a little bit smaller than the next one, the next page, but it's fine. I do like things to kind of, you know, meet up and line up, but this isn't enough of a difference to bother me. And I do like that she offers not a blank backside because I feel like it just makes it prettier. So this is going to be my inbox, and I've explained before I don't have a tab for my inbox because that's not how my brain works. And for now, I just have these grid pages from Simple and Trendy Co. And this is in a pack that has dot grid, grid, and lined paper. And I do plan on putting like a real inbox in here. But I just, that's one of those things that I couldn't find a Pocket Plus printable for. And I was trying to decide if I was going to upsize something in Pocket or downsize something in A6. And then I just decided, you know what, it's a place to scratch down notes. Grid's all you need. My tab dividers are from, let's see, I have my Etsy pulled up here so I can remember this stuff, from Monthly Joy. And you go in and you can type in your divider like names. I will be upgrading these because I really, really enjoy the ones from Caffeine and Paper Co. I have a set laying around here. I love her dividers. She's actually restocking dividers this Wednesday, so tomorrow, the 23rd. I am on her PR team this quarter. It's been a really long time since I've applied to be on a PR team, but I really enjoy her shop, and I just decided, hey, why not? So the PR codes do not work on $2 Tuesdays, which if this video goes live today is Tuesday, so it wouldn't work today. But if it's not a $2 Tuesday, you can use code SAM15 to save 15% off of your order. And so those dividers go live tomorrow. She usually doesn't have them up very long, and I'm gonna order some dividers. But for now, these work fine, great. Printing them was easy. The only thing that I didn't like is I really prefer to change the font and increase the size because I like my dividers to be bolder, and that wasn't an option. But my months are from Simple and Trendy Co. I decided not to do lines or grid or whatever with these and just leave it blank. Since there's not a whole lot of room, but there's more room than the Pocket Moleskine. And I would like to note that sometimes I just don't want to deal with rings and I just want a bound book. So this is staying around, and I will keep this in my rotation. But for right now, I'm using for the month of April Pocket Plus rings. I'm saying it now. Putting it out there in the universe. I'm making myself do it. If I could make myself use a Hobonichi Weeks for a month, I could make myself use this for a month. Anyway, I don't do a lot of deco. These aren't big spaces, but I do have the last couple of months and this month washied for my little bit of decoration. And I have done some back planning, but I don't have a lot going on in months usually, but I just filled it in so that I have something pretty to look at, and then I put in my future dates. So I only have washi through April, and I always like to say that I want to be able to just put whatever I'm feeling in the moment, or if I got a new washi that I want to put on, I don't make those decisions ahead of time for myself. So the future months do not have washi on them, and I have the whole year in this section. The weeklies that I have landed on for now, and this is the part of my planner that I think will probably change more than any other. I started out thinking that this was going to be the one that I chose. This one is from Simple and Trendy Co., and it is a Hobonichi week style with grid on the other side. I guess I'm just not feeling the whole horizontal situation right now, and I'm really enjoying writing things vertically and having the room to put a little sticker in. So this is for like my running to-do list, and this is going to be like hopefully focused to what can happen in the week. And then if there's like other tasks that I need to write down, I'm hoping to put those in my inbox so that I don't feel overwhelmed for the week. And the only downside to this is, well, the upsides are that there's enough room to write and feel comfortable. The downside is because these spaces give you enough space to write in on the days of, the week, then you don't have a lot. Like there's nowhere to track anything, and there's just this little section here. But right now I am craving that. And I'm like, if it's working for now, it's fine to change your mind and do something completely different next week. That's one thing I really do like about rings, is if one particular thing isn't working for you, you don't have to restart your whole planner. You just get a new printable or physical, planner inserts, and you just change that. So for now, I think that this will work. I also don't really like that Weekly is here. I wish this whole top was just blank and you could label this whatever you want. I might use some whiteout and put a label here. But I do like to be able to tell that this is the month of April. Randy.plans has some really pretty little stickers that you could put here, but I don't have enough to do all of the week, so I might have to order some, but that would be really nicely sized for this. I do like to write with lines, and I don't have a lot going on, and if you've been around here any length of time, you know that I don't lead a very active social life. I have my family and I have church stuff and I work, but I can see my work schedule in an app now, so that makes it really easy, and I don't need to write that down. And I don't have a lot of functions. So what I generally will do is I like to see my running to-do list, and I like to see where my appointments are. But then at the end of the day, I'll write something that happened and use a sticker. And so right now, that's what makes me happy. I like to be able to put those things in. And the vertical layout, in my opinion, works best for being able to like compartmentalize that kind of thing. And so that's what I've chosen for now. I went ahead and labeled ahead for about a month or so in the future. And that way I don't have to worry about coming in and dating it all the time. And then I just have some more here. I think that these rings are like 19 or 20. The VDS that I have on the way is 25, so I'm happy to know that I can put some more in. Right now I don't have any daily pages in here, and I also don't think I'm going to make a daily section, because then if I have a daily section and I stop using daily, then I start feeling bad because I have an empty section that I'm not using. That's kind of weird, but that's how I feel. So what I think I'll do is if I start craving daily, I'll just have it in like the back with my extra stuff. And if I feel the need to have a daily, I'll pop it in. And that way I can easily see what's going on in the day and the week. But I would probably use the Peanuts Planner Co. and size it up or down, because I have both A6 and pocket size, because I really like that one. And it's horizontal so that you don't have to pop your pages out of your rings to be able to use it. So that's all I have in this section for right now. And I'll show you this because I haven't taken a chance to fill this one out. This is my health section, and I just filled it with this month on one page calendar from Simple and Trendy Co. Now that I have it and I'm looking at it, I wish that I had gotten it without the grid, because the grid is kind of useless in this particular size. But I'm not, it's like not that big of a deal that I'm going to worry about replacing it either. But this is where I'll track my cycle and any kind of symptoms or anything that I'm having. And I just have to go into my other planners and transfer that information over. The next section is my track section. And this is where I'm going to be doing my recurring tasks. And this one is, I believe, from Alibi Design Studio. I like this one more than the Peanuts Planner Co. one. Do I have a Peanuts Planner Co. here? Somewhere. I do. So with Peanuts Planner Co., she puts like Jan, Feb, Mar, and so it makes the little place that you put the check mark, it makes it bigger and then gives you less room to write what you're tracking. And I don't have naturally tiny handwriting, and so this was better in my opinion. I forgot to go in and label it the year, but I do have my categories. So I was able to, I mean, I don't need that much room for a check mark, but I do want to be able to write things out. That's why I chose that particular insert, and then I have one on one side and one on the other. I doubt that I will use this next year and flip it the other way, but it is possible that there are other tasks that I choose to track, and if so, I'll utilize this back page. I forgot to write this down. I'm using a friction pen right at the moment, but I have been using and really liking the Uniball 0.38, but I was just feeling like doing this last night. I think I was like tired and over it and afraid of making a mistake, so I went to the friction just in case. But I'm going to highlight what month it is, and these are not all of the orders that I placed in March. It's just that I didn't want to back plan. I didn't want to do that with my weeklies either, and so I didn't track my online orders. So this is what I'm waiting for right now. And actually that's just shipped. My VDS would have shipped already, except for I changed it from a personal to a pocket, and Petra was so kind to switch that for me, but she said it was going to delay the shipment. And oh wait, this shipped too. I had a couple things that shipped. Okay, so I have my online orders here, and I just gave a couple pages for that for the year. And then my bookshelf, because I am trying to read more books, and I have to go back in and fill these out for the books that I've already read and the book that I'm reading. But again, I didn't have time to do that last night when I got done. But I really like this because it gives you a place to give more information other than just this is the title of the book and this is how I felt about it, because I like to sometimes, you know, you've read so many books in a year and you're like, well, what was that one about, or what did I like about that character, or how was that ending again? So I like to put a little note about that. And this one is also from Alibi Design Studio on Etsy. So that's all that I have right now in the tracking section. This is one of the sections that I think will build up more than others because I really like checking off boxes. This section is my YouTube section, and I'm using the same insert, the month on one page from Simple and Trendy Co. I really like it when you can buy one insert and repurpose it. There's a lot of Peanuts Planner Co. inserts that are like that as well. And so I'm just putting a little YouTube sticker down for when I have put a video up, and then instead I would usually put like what the date was, but I just know now that going in order is the order in which these correspond to. And then I will go back in and fill in for my other planners, like how many followers I had that month and if I got any kind of payment. So I just have that filled out for where we are now. And so far that's all that's in this section. I will move some notes into that section as well, but I haven't done it yet. And then the last section I have labeled notes, but let me see, I wrote down on here, I'm going to have the last section say etc. when I order my inserts. I'm really hoping that with the VDS that I can still have the dividers and it not pop out the side. I've seen some people say that it doesn't, so I'm hoping that that will work out for me too. Right now I only have contacts in here, and I go back and forth between using these in my planner and not, but really sometimes I'm somewhere and I'm like, I need to ship this out, and then I have to message the person and ask them for their address. And I really liked these because they're so simple, and I think that this one is from Alibi Design Studio as well. But I like that it's just a simple icon and it doesn't ask you for everything. Very simple and clean. And then I just took another one of those yearly calendars from Simple and Trendy Co. and put it on the other side. When you print it off, it prints you multiple anyway, and so you might as well use it. And I like having the calendar everywhere. This is just a piece of lamination that I put on the back here that was left over from making my dashboards. And then this is a pocket envelope that comes with your Filofax Malden. And again, you can kind of see that there's a difference in sizing there, but this kind of thing doesn't matter to me so much. I do have some things on the way from Catspresso. You might have peeked that in my order list, and that's some functional pockets and places to put things and such to kind of round out this planner and make it even more functional for me. I do plan on adding to this. One of the things that makes me know if something is going to work or not is if I'm able to find an insert that makes it functional for me. And so far, I feel like I have found that in every section, but the one that I only foresee a lot of changes happening in is this Weekly. That's kind of where I start to get an itch and think, there's something that's better than this. It is difficult though, when you're using Pocket Plus to find shops that offer things in Pocket Plus size, and I don't like guessing where to cut things, so I do prefer to stick with the Pocket Plus instead of sizing up and down. I've also found like either an insert that I have found is too simple or too busy, and I haven't really been able to find a lot that have like that happy medium that feel like the perfect one for me. But yeah, that is my setup so far. Since these pages are wider, this particular planner doesn't lend itself to using the pen loop, and everybody knows this is a horrible pen loop anyway, so I don't mind just popping it into the ring itself to get it closed. But yeah, I really wish this one didn't do this thing that bothers me, because it's beautiful. It's a beautiful Malden, but it's gonna, unfortunately, I think, get returned. So what do you guys think? This one, it just feels right for me right now, and I love that it doesn't weigh down my purse or take up a bunch of space. I can just pick it up. When the Vanderspec comes, I'm converting it to a planner wallet, and I think that it's going to work really well. I know that Pocket Plus isn't a huge difference in size to Pocket, but it's turning out to be enough for me. And I wish when I was trying that one page out that I had thought, you know, maybe the page size works, just not the insert that I attempted to use, and instead of de-ringing this guy so quickly. But you live and you learn, right? I hope that you guys enjoyed this update. I will update my setup as things change and let you know how I feel about the Vanderspec. I'm super excited about that one. Yeah, if you have any questions about anything, please leave them in the comments below. I'll try to just put the name of the shops used so that you can go find them on Etsy. I'm probably not going to grab all of those listings or links or anything, but I'll just leave what the names are so that you can go find them for yourself. And of course, I'll always leave my favorite supplies in a link on Amazon. Let me know what you think. I'm excited to hear. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new around here and don't want to miss out on future videos, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.